Hello everybody and greetings from beautiful Chicago. I am here at the Holiday Inn Express Magnificent Mile. First of all, if you want to get a full tour of this room before I slept in it and made it all messy, go ahead and check down in the description for a link. But yeah, I am getting ready to head out to Union Station, and we're doing another long-haul Amtrak trip. Thanks, of course, for all the support of the previous videos. It's pretty much the whole reason that I get to go out and do this once again. So today we're trying out another long-distance train. This one is the Southwest Chief. It's a little bit like the California Zephyr that I did before, heading all the way from Chicago to the West Coast. Of course, this time we're going to Los Angeles instead of San Francisco. The running time on this one is a bit shorter, and the scenery should be distinctly more, Southwest desert than the Zephyr was. So I'm really looking forward to checking out another Amtrak long-distance product. There's been some rumors of this train getting cut or having the service change in some sort of significant way, so I'm kind of glad that I'm catching it just in case. You never know with a service like this how long it's actually going to last. So let's go ahead and get out and document it. So right now it's 12:36. The train doesn't leave until 2:50 actually, but I could only get late checkout here till 1. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and hop on a CTA bus to get over to Union Station, and from there I guess I'll just go ahead and chill out in the Metropolitan Lounge. Alright, I'm going to go in GoPro mode here for a while since I gotta take all this stuff with me onto a public bus. This is a pretty cool historic hotel here. Very tiny. The floors are really small. Let's see. That's it. Yeah, I love how they had the historic branding everywhere.
Thank you.
upstairs is a little bit less crowded.
The final destination of Los Angeles, California. Again, this is the boarding for train number 3, the Southwest Chief on track number 20. It's going to be on Flagstaff, Arizona, with the final destination of Los Angeles.
Right there on the right.
I'll get you your look around here before I have a chance to mess everything up and unpack my stuff. But you can see, as per usual, you got your sliding door here in the roomette. Latch comes down like this. There is no way to lock these things when you leave the room, though I can tell you from experience doing this a few times, it's never been an issue. I've never had trouble leaving valuables in the room, that's to say. But yeah, so you have a window that you can leave open with the door closed, or you can close the curtain like this and get more privacy. This looks like it's a Superliner 1, which is one of the older ones. Got a little floor-to-ceiling mirror. A little side console here where you have some room to put a few things. So next to each one of these seats, you have all of your controls. So you have, I don't believe that the music selectors work anymore, but you can control the volume of the speaker in your car when they're making announcements. You have your light controls, on, off, and then the night light if you want to use it. I like how it glows when you turn it off. Got your attendant call button. You can also adjust the angle of the light. Gave me a good amount of water when I came in here, which is much appreciated. Got the bunk that pulls down on the top. And then a little closet over here. And they gave me a couple towels too. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get unpacked.
This is train 3 going west to Los Angeles. Just a few minutes. I'm going to get everybody on. I'm going to come in each and every one of your rooms if you have any questions about your train travel, journey, connections, anything to that nature, let me know. I am going to go from room to room, so just be a little patient with me and I'll come see you. Let me know tonight, this evening, when you are ready for bed. I'll make all your beds for you. Just let me know by 10 o'clock. Also, folks, tonight we'll have a dinner service. John will come on and do reservations. If you happen to have families in another car, just let them know and just designate one person to be the one that does the reservations. This way we don't duplicate them. If you need to use a restroom, we have 3 downstairs as well as one at the top of the stairs by the coffee station. If you'd like to take a shower, it is downstairs, first door to the right. I have really big shower towels on the luggage rack. I have soap inside. Just remember to lock the door behind you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard train number 3, the Southwest Chief, headed toward Naperville, Kansas City, La Junta, Colorado, Las Vegas, New Mexico, Albuquerque, Flagstaff, final destination, Los Angeles. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, there's a few things we need to go over. If you're in the coaches and the seat back in front of you, there's a safety card. If you are in our sleeping compartment, there's a safety card in your room. We ask that you take a few minutes and go over this safety card in case of an emergency. When moving throughout the train, we ask that you have shoes on at all times. You will not receive service in our food service cards if you do not have shoes and a shirt on. Ladies and gentlemen, Southwest Chief is a smoke-free train. No cigarettes, e-cigarettes, cigars, pipes, and no illegal substance. The conductors will make an announcement when and where you will be able to take a smoke break. We have 2 food service cards located in the center of the train. At this time, they are not open. Our dining room steward will make an announcement about times in the diner. He will come around and take reservations. He will explain everything to you. At this time, the cafe car is not open, but the announcement will be made when the cafe car is open.
Okay, so we're just outside of Naperville now, leaving the Chicago area. Just a few observations so far with the chief. First off, it seems like I ended up with a really good crew today. The sleeping car attendant is super nice. The conductors have all been really nice. They've actually been pretty funny on some of the overhead announcements. Running a little behind because we got stuck behind a metro train, but only by about 10 or 15 minutes, which over the course of a 2-day trip, you know. I mean, if nothing else happens, we'll easily make it up, but never plan on these things being too close to on time. There's a lot of things that can go wrong in 2 days. But yeah, it seems like a very nice train overall so far. One other observation is that apparently the segment here between Chicago and Kansas City is extremely popular. The train is completely sold out, every sleeper, every coach seat, everything. Though I don't know if that's going to be the case beyond Kansas City or not. So it's been a little difficult getting footage of like the train itself, but you can take a look at my other reviews, like at the Texas Eagle and the California Zephyr, if you want maybe a little bit of a better look around the car and around the train as a whole, because those trains were a lot emptier and it was a lot easier to film without getting in people's way. But yeah, I mean, if this thing does clear off a little bit in Kansas City, and even if it doesn't, I'll do my best to get a little more footage of what the interior on this train is like. Overall, I mean, the Superliners are showing their age a little bit, but it's still a pretty nice experience. So yeah, onward through Illinois.
I want the entire train taking reservations for dinner. I will start in the sleeping cars. Once I finish with the sleepers, I'll make my way through the coaches and then ending in the observation car. Tonight we're serving a surf and turf, which is a flat iron steak paired with a crab cake. We also have the steak by itself. Seafood is going to be a grilled salmon. We've got a herb roasted chicken breast and a rigatoni pasta, which is vegan friendly. Some of our passengers, your meals are included with your accommodations. Alcohol is not included, and gratuities are at your discretion. Coach passengers, we do accept cash and all major credit cards. Prices range $16.50 to $39. Sleeper car passengers, if you could, please have your curtains and doors open at this time. Also, please send one member of your party to your room if you're seated in the lounge car, because that will be the last car that I take reservations in. Thank you.
Okay, so as is the norm, they just came through the sleepers to take our dinner reservations. I went for the second slot, which is 5:30, but the train is so full, I guess. I've never seen, I think there were like 6 total times you could pick from, going all the way to, past 8 o'clock tonight. But I'm hungry. I haven't eaten since like breakfast, so 5:30 sounds good to me. Okay, it is just past 7 o'clock, and we are departing Fort Madison, Iowa. So, dinner was excellent. I went for the steak option, as I usually do. Probably one of the better ones that I've had. Dining crew was as awesome as everybody else that I've met on this train. Sat with some awesome people as well. Had a great conversation. We were in there for like an hour and a half just chatting. It's one of the funniest things about these trains, is being seated with strangers and meeting all kinds of fun people. So, but yeah, we're running just a little over half an hour behind. Not really much in the scheme of things, again, considering it's like a 41-hour trip. But scenery has been really pretty so far, and we haven't even hit the famous desert part yet. So I'll keep shooting here until the sun goes down, and we'll see what this little bit of Iowa and the northern part of Missouri bring. La Plata is up next. Alright, so I'm starting to turn into a little bit of a superliner veteran here. I've done this a few times now. One of the things that I like to do before the sleeping attendant actually comes through and offers to pull down beds, I often just do my own, because it's kind of nice to just lay back, watch the sunset, maybe have a movie on my iPad in the background. So, these two seats down here just fold flat. There's a little lever you can press with your foot, and then on top of the upper bunk, there's this little, like, thin mattress pad thing that's pre-made. You just lay it down on top of it. And the nice thing is, if you're traveling alone, you can actually steal some of the bedding that was intended for the other beds. So, like in this case, I get 2 pillows and an extra blanket, so it's actually pretty comfortable. And being a taller guy, like 6'2", with my head on the pillow, my feet, I just quite can't touch the wall on the far side. So there's a decent amount of room in here. And the nice thing is, from the bottom bunk, you still have a really nice view. The one disadvantage of these superliners is that for the upper bunk, there really is no view. So, the lower bunk is definitely the better of the two. If you're traveling alone, make up the lower bunk, don't use the one on the top. At least that's my personal advice. One other minor tip that I've picked up here is that these air vents that control the air conditioning, well, basically it's just an on or off kind of thing. You can open or close the vent. I do find these cars don't tend to be particularly cool during the warmer months, and one thing that helps a lot is like taking the safety card and maybe some other paper that you might have and sticking them right here, because the air almost comes out flat and just blows into that space behind the bunk. Doing this directs a little bit of airflow down toward where you actually are, and I think it makes the car a lot more comfortable. I also seem to have lucked out here. Sometimes these superliners, and really all of Amtrak's fleet, you'll find a lot of rattles and things. There's a little bit of it in here, but this one seems pretty solid. We're on some fairly rough track right now, and it's riding really well, and there's really not that much, rattling and vibration going on. So, car number 32056, definitely a winner. Good morning and welcome to some area outside of Garden City, Kansas. It's about 6:30 a.m. here. Still pretty dark outside. I'm guessing we're toward the edge of the central time zone here, but we are still in central time. And since it's 6:30, breakfast will have just opened up, so I'm going to go ahead and hit breakfast here before it gets too busy, and then I can come back and enjoy the scenery some more once it gets a little lighter out. Okay, so it's actually 6:30 again. We just crossed over into mountain time, heading to Lamar, Colorado. We've been on this kind of slow, very bumpy section of what sounds like old jointed rail here for a while now. Actually, some of the bumpiest track I can remember on any Amtrak trip. There's a section kind of like this on the Cardinal, too. Still kind of looking at some pretty, Kansas prairie land, lots of cows and corn and all that fun stuff. But we should be hitting the mountains here in another couple hours and going through the Raton Pass, which I've heard is about the prettiest part of the route. So I'm really looking forward to that. Always seems like the prettiest sceneries in Colorado. Breakfast was very good. Met another really nice person. The attendant was also really nice. I went for the omelet option. Once again, I kind of avoided filming just because it was so busy on this train. But the food and the service are still holding up very much so. In fact, I think this is the best food I've had on any Amtrak train so far. So, great crew.
I remember actually.
Porque de Chicago a África era como un día y cacho de flying. Porque
Stevens, 41.
Oh man, we're officially in the West. No more Hardee's. It's Carl's Jr. now. I missed it on camera, but there was just a road sign that said no services next 78 miles. Not even a gas station on this route until we get to the next town. Wow.
gluten-free, smoky and fresh sure stuff. If you decide to step off the train here, do not wander off. Stay near the coach or sleeping car door that you exit from, and when you hear the all aboard, stop what you're doing, get back on the train again. Raton, New Mexico, coming up.
Alright, we're in Vegas. Las Vegas, New Mexico. Never knew this place existed. But yeah, we're still winding through northern New Mexico here. Much less of a desert landscape than I was expecting, but it may change here as the day, progresses. Just got back, had another good meal. I just went for the burger in the diner car, and the train does seem to be a lot emptier now than it was before. It seems like this route just gradually clears out as it goes, especially after you hit Kansas City. So, kind of interesting in that regard. But yeah, looks like we're back on the BNSF main line here, because I actually see some freight cars for the first time in a long time. Before we were on that section, the Raton Pass, that's they call it, that is basically only used by Amtrak these days, so it only sees like 2 trains a day. But yeah, let's see how the scenery progresses here for the rest of the day.
Textuals Digest. As we get closer, I'll make an announcement. It's going to be on the right-hand side of the train. We'll give you some time to Google it now before we lose cell phone service. They are out today to greet us. Again, this little family of 3 has been here for many years.
sure you're on B4.
Okay, so we're coming into Albuquerque now. This is a technical stop for the train. We're coming in a little late, and even with that, they're still planning for us to be stopped here for about 50 minutes. Supposedly they're doing a mechanical inspection and a crew change here. And also from what they've said, a lot of people are getting on here in Albuquerque, and a lot of people are getting off too. But what's interesting is apparently this next segment, Albuquerque to, the LA area, is sold out again. The scenery definitely picked up and is getting much more interesting here in this later part of the trip. The rainstorms here on the mountains have been really cool. I've been having a lot of fun watching that. The scenery, I would agree with the consensus so far that the Zephyr is definitely the better of the two in terms of scenery, but the Chief here definitely has its own charm, without a doubt. And I have a feeling that beyond Albuquerque that's going to continue, but we shall see. But overall, this has been a great experience. Probably the best crew I've had on an Amtrak train, which helps a lot too. Best food I've had on an Amtrak train too. And I'm sure the two are related. But yeah, we're coming into Albuquerque here at about 3:30 p.m. on day 2.
Conductor again. This is just a brief reminder of etiquette aboard the train, ladies and gentlemen. This is public transportation, and we are riding together with people of various backgrounds, so we need to be respectful of the passengers around us by watching what we say and keeping our hands and feet to ourselves and being respectful of other passengers' property and personal space. Please make sure that you are respectful to the passengers around you, ladies and gentlemen. That way we can make sure the train keeps moving and we don't encounter any delays due to having passengers removed from the train. Let's all be nice and civil to each other and be respectful towards one another. Thank you.
And we are definitely back on the BNSF Transcon here. It's just been one intermodal train after another, which is kind of cool. Scenery's still been beautiful. I'd had another great dinner. I made some friends here that I've been grabbing every meal with. We're all on the early schedule, I guess. But yeah, I'll keep filming again here until the sun goes down, and we'll see what scenery the rest of New Mexico and Arizona has to offer. The one other thing I thought was interesting on this train is that they actually do serve breakfast tomorrow. We're due in at LA Union Station like before 8 a.m. because we're actually running a little early now. But they do breakfast from 5 to 6 a.m. if you want it, so I figured I'd just kind of approach it where, you know, if I'm awake, I will go get it. If I'm getting some decent sleep, I'll probably just, you know, pass. But yeah, great trip, great crew. Overall, this has been probably the best experience I've had on Amtrak. The only thing I think that beats it was the scenery on the California Zephyr.
Once we come to a stop alongside the platform in Winslow.
See, this is what you go through to get your sunset shots on Amtrak. Amazing how many fingerprints are on this window. Alright, I woke up early today. It's 5 a.m. when we're outside the LA area. Since I'm up, I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of the breakfast this morning because I figured why not. As soon as the sun comes up, we'll start getting you some shots coming into LA. Alright, just got back from breakfast and now we are sitting here in San Bernardino on the outskirts of the LA area. Running so early, we actually had to wait for our departure time again.
This is Riverside. Please carefully make your way downstairs to the train and have a wonderful day in Riverside.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is John in the dining car. This time the dining car is closed for breakfast service as we prepare the dining car for arrival into Los Angeles. Once again, dining car is closed for breakfast.
riding Amtrak. Remember your next trip. Dial 1-800-USA-RAIL. For those of you that are going farther, on the Coast Starlight, train number 14, that train does not leave till 10:10. You can go down in the station. If you are riding the Surfliners, check to see what time your train leaves. If you need a red cap service is available. All that I ask that you be a little patient. We are a little early, so they might not be ready for us. Once again, on behalf of the crew, we'd like to thank you for choosing Amtrak as your mode of transportation. Have a great day.